My people, good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Biafra Must Wins channel. On this channel, we bring to your doorstep news from all over the world, especially the happenings in Biafra land. This very morning, I come across this news, and it's very important to hear this, my people. Please do well to like, share, and comment. God bless you.
And I want to say it very clear. El-Rufai, if he doesn't repent, he would die a miserable death. Miserable death.
Which I consider very primitive and retrogressive, whatever it was that he said. But if he doesn't take it back, well, many people will be disappointed.
Absolutely.
That this is the situation.
Like his good.
Chances are excellent you will not respect the excellency of his voice. Shall I pursue? Shall I overtake? And the Lord says, since you paid attention to my leadings, go ahead and pursue.
Truly, if I want to say our simple response is that ignore the madman.
Address you, every believer in Nigeria, on the statement of El-Rufai, the son of the devil, acting the script of his father, the devil. El-Rufai spoke in Hausa on Islamic rule and jihad in Kaduna and in Nigeria recently. God has his ways of revealing and exposing people. El-Rufai that we see and we hear, together with certain men, is the evil terrorist behind the killing of Christians and the shared Muslims in Kaduna. A wicked son of the beast. And I want to say it very clear. El-Rufai, if he doesn't repent, he would die a miserable death. Miserable death. Miserable death. El-Rufai disclosed that Islamic government and jihad has been inaugurated in Kaduna during his tenure to promote Islam and to wage war against the Christians of southern Kaduna until they surrender to Islamic rule and accept Islamic rulership as a way of life. After a few more tenures of Muslim rulers in Kaduna, according to him, he said the Christians of southern Kaduna will be dealt with continuously until they surrender without further resistance to Hausa Fulani rule in the state. El-Rufai also said in that video that the idea of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu was agreed upon by him and the Muslim colleagues in the north, himself and Matawali. And you can just see even the thing that Matawali has gone through. This is the beginning of their fall. They said they did it in order to pave the way toward inauguration of permanent Islamic rule in Nigeria through an Islamic alliance between the Muslims in the north and the Muslims in the southwest. He said after a few more Muslim rule in the state, what is happening in Kaduna will be replicated in Nigeria. He further reiterated that the Christians and Peter Obi have been put to shame in the last presidential elections, according to him. All the Christian religious-based campaigns of Peter Obi has come to naught, and he said Christian Association of Nigeria has been put to shame and they have been silent.
Nasiru El-Rufai has been accused of wanting to set Nigeria on fire with his utterances. A chieftain of the All Progressives Congress in Plateau State, Samuel Kwamko, made the accusation after a video in which El-Rufai allegedly stated that he deceived Christians during the course of the electioneering campaigns. In the video, which has since gone viral, El-Rufai is reported to have also said that the victory of Bola Ahmed Tinubu had silenced the Christian Association of Nigeria, adding that he will sustain an Islamic-dominated government for 20 years and unending, not only in Kaduna State, but in Nigeria at large. To him meant that the former governor cannot be exonerated from the wanton killings, demolition of houses, and places of worship of Christians in Kaduna.
Let me put it this way. El-Rufai is fond of making these allegations and then turn out to water it down. In 2015, after the election, El-Rufai said in one of the television interviews that actually the Christian Southern Kaduna did not vote for him. Personally, I did not talk to him on phone. I went and sat one-on-one on him. Then I wasn't a camp chairman, and I confronted him. I gave him just 3 examples. One, in Jamaa local government of Kaduna State, the total vote cast that year was 86,000 votes. El-Rufai got 39,600, and the PDP candidate of that year got 40,000 or 40-something thousand 900. And I put it up to him. Why will you say that you didn't get the vote? And he apologized to me, and I said, truly, I got 47.8% of their vote. You can see the requirement he needed was just 25%, but he got over 47%. I even went further to tell him, Kachia local government, the total vote cast was around 60-something thousand. The difference between you and the other candidate was just 1,000 votes. So you got almost 49,000. He admitted it is true. In Sanga local, Kagarko local government, you even got that local government. And I went further to tell him about Kauru and others. And that ended the argument and the lies that he didn't get Christian votes. Even in 2029, because the requirement of the law is that you need to have 25% in 2/3 or 1/3 of the local, 2/3 of the local governments, and he couldn't have gotten that without the local governments of Christians. But you see, I need to let Nigerians know, we have ever played this religious card. People are pretending I don't want to speak about it. Buhari, in all the 3 initial attempts he had to be president, played all these games, and it never worked on him. But because he had played that game, then he went into alliance with other political parties and eventually became president. El-Rufai is living in that dream that he could play this religious game and possibly also tomorrow become the president of Nigeria. And Nigerians are. So it's not the matter whether people are angry or whether the statements are weighty. El-Rufai is just talking about himself. El-Rufai has no respect for Islam. El-Rufai has no respect for even Islamic clerics. El-Rufai is just doing everything for himself to get what he wants and not about the religion and not about the people. And 2, El-Rufai is deliberately also setting a trap and setting a slippery ground for Bola Tinubu, because the moment these things became heated, then people will go to Bola Tinubu, but we know the difference between El-Rufai and Bola Tinubu and others. So I don't think there's anything Christian Association of Nigeria never for once, to my knowledge, announced that Christians should vote for Peter Obi, that Peter Obi is a Christian candidate. Nowhere. They were the same people buying young people, planting lies. I can give you an example. Reverend Hayab, right. I met with pastors and I analyzed the political situations with them before the election. Before I knew what was happening on social media, it was announced. Fortunately for me, it was announced positively that I said Christians should not even vote for Peter Obi. But I know how they were trying to misquote other Christian leaders to give a picture as if Christians were asking Christians to. If Christians had really asked Christians to vote a Christian candidate, the result of this election cannot be what it is now. But you know, since he's up to something, he's playing a game. What he will do is to confuse people, to set up Christians against Muslims, to set up Christians against the current government, and then he will stand to benefit tomorrow. Unfortunately, I will say to him, he has failed from the onset. He has actually proved to Nigerians that he is not even in the first place fit to be a leader. I think that is one of the problems in Nigeria. We give people power without testing their emotional stability, whether they are mentally all right to lead. Truly, if I want to say our simple response is that ignore the madman. Ignore the man who is calling for attention. Ignore the man who is up to a gimmick or to an agenda. Don't even take him serious. I believe, even if El-Rufai's son is the one who succeeds El-Rufai, he will not behave like El-Rufai. And I know Ubasani or whoever is in government now will definitely find a way of uniting the state and taking the state to a higher ground. If his Muslim ticket has actually succeeded, we wouldn't have had the killings we had in Kaduna, we wouldn't have the division we are having in Kaduna, we wouldn't have the problem we have in Kaduna. So there was no even success to record about. So El-Rufai is just trying to play game, and we don't even want to glorify his game. We simply see him as someone whose era and influence and power is over. but he wants to still be relevant, and he wants to bring up something that will give him relevance because he knows that there are so many ignorant people around who may think that he's defending faith. But I can tell you, so many imams will remind him how he demolished their mosques, how he denied them even going to Mecca, how he maltreated them and never respected them as people of faith. So it's just politics to gain. I've said there was a precedent he is trying to take advantage of. But El-Rufai, Buhari had some kind of three things you do not have. One, Buhari was seen by the people at that time to be honest. Buhari was not a talkative and careless talking like you are. And Buhari was seen by people to some extent as someone who they can deal with. But you, 90% of the people know that everything you say is lies and only for your own game. So we will not fight Muslims, we will not accuse Muslims because we know El-Rufai is not speaking for them, and we know that Muslims will not think that way. The few ones that he has paid them money to go out and say as if it is a Muslim thing, we also know where they belong. We want a united Nigeria. We want a Nigeria that whoever we have given him mandate to lead should lead us as a people. The Constitution of Nigeria makes us citizens, not by religion or by tribe. We are citizens because we are Nigerians. So someone who have eating and becoming fat from our Commonwealth should not, because of selfishness, divide us and create unnecessary confusion. Nigerians must not take such a person serious, because if truth is to be told, he needs a little check at the psychiatric so that we'll be sure whether he's healthy.
This person wrote, "It is really disappointing for El-Rufai to brag about religion in a country that is trying to heal. What is the point of the speech? What point is he trying to prove in an election that was clearly questionable? The APC, tell your man not to sow seed of discord in this country." Over to you.
This is a tough one for me. I schooled in Kaduna, went to Sultan Bello Primary School. I went to FGC Kano. A number of my friends will refer to me as Dangarewa, Dankano, and things like that. I speak Hausa, and
I didn't know that.
Yes, I speak Hausa. I went to school in Kano. My school was just next to Serkin Zazau's palace, Sultan Bello Primary School. And when I look at this, when I listen to that tape, I am just praying, please God, let Malan Nasir come out and say, no, this was doctored, that this is not him, this is not true.
Yeah, I waited 2 days to take the story.
I've been waiting for that to happen,
trending.
but it hasn't happened. And I will reach out to him at some point over the next day or two, because I've known Nasir El-Rufai from the days when I was living in England. I came back in 2011, and I still say I know him fairly well. This is the same man that has a Yoruba man as his spokesperson, Muyiwa Adekaye. This is the same man that has a lot of friends in Lagos, all over the country. He has a lot of friends who are Igbo, who are Hausa, who are Christians, who are Muslims. This man that I'm seeing in this video, I honestly don't recognize. I don't recognize this person. I don't know what has happened. I don't know the reason why he will speak in this way or say this kind of thing. I am hoping that this is not a man who has been extremely pretentious, who has been behaving in a way that made everybody believe that he's a different kind of person. So this is not someone that I honestly recognize. It's condemnable. Everything he has said in this video is condemnable. And I'm hoping he will still come out and say it was misinterpreted or that's not what he said. But if this is what he has said, this is condemnable, is despicable, is not acceptable for anybody in public office, anybody outside of public office, no matter what you do. You cannot say things like this and be taken seriously as somebody who has been involved in so many things that have shaped the future of Nigeria, and somebody who has a level of influence and capacity to really shape the future of this nation. This is not acceptable behavior. These are not the kind of words that you would expect from someone like him, and it has to be condemned by everyone. It has to be condemned. And I hope that he will come out and take those words back and say, he is sorry. He didn't mean to say this. He has to take those words back.
All right, Dr. Abate, a quick word from you before I take the final.
Well, quickly, I mean, religion has always been used as a divisive factor, exploited by the leadership elite in Nigeria to divide the people. And in this particular case, we've just seen another instance in which, you know, a political figure, a leadership figure, is using religion. He was speaking to a group of imams, And he was thanking them for the help that they have provided, but specifically in Kaduna State, for ensuring a Muslim ticket, and also at the national level in ensuring a Muslim ticket. And he got carried away and got to the extent of saying that, look, a Muslim leadership will be imposed, both in Kaduna State and also at the national level of Nigeria for the next 20 years. That in itself is insensitive, is provocative. It doesn't show enough intelligence. Even if, Nasir El-Rufai says he's a very intelligent man and that he's going back to school to acquire more knowledge. Well, of what use is knowledge if it is not applied with wisdom, with sensitivity?
Absolutely.
I think, what he has done here is very disappointing, given the opportunities that this same country has given him, given the kind of exposure that we see on his resume, to now descend to the level of, saying, Muslim ticket, those Christians, those playing Manichaean politics, a binary Manichaean approach to politics, which I consider very primitive and retrogressive. And I hope that it will come around later to say that perhaps this is an artificial intelligence-induced robotic representation of whatever it was that he said. But if he doesn't take it back, well, many people will be disappointed.
Absolutely.
That this is the situation.
Like his good friend here, Kayo.
Speech to Muslim terrorists in Kaduna after the recent governorship election. He tagged their frontline supporters, which gave APC Muslim ticket victory in Kaduna and in Nigeria. He spoke in Hausa to hide his pride, and likely never knew it was being recorded. Thank God for the social media. Now I want to say very clearly that I have nothing against Tinubu, but forever and forever, I, Isa Ebuma, will be against Muslim ticket. It is not about religion in terms of Muslim. We must, as a nation, stand for equity and for justice. Mr. El-Rufai, whatever you are called, short devil. Tinubu is not a short man devil like you. Tinubu has given liberty to his family to worship Christ. His wife is worshiping Christ. His sons and daughters are worshiping Christ. He is not that short devil as you are. In the same way that you want him to think like you or to live like you. And I want to say to you that you, El-Rufai, watching, I'm sorry for men like Obasanjo and Jonathan who gave you the opportunity to serve in this country. But I'm telling you, from this moment, your family will begin to experience disaster. Watch it! I want to appeal to every one of you Nigerians, believers of faith, to rise in defense of our convictions and our faith. Let's not be moved by circumstances where people will seek one song today and seek another song tomorrow. Let's believe for a new Nigeria. Let's stand and our faith, share, and I said share on all of you Christian religious leaders in Kaduna that align yourself with El-Rufai. Share and issue. It will never be well with you. It will never be well with you. I want to say to every one of us that are here and all over this country, it's time to join our hands together, Christians and honest, sincere Muslims. Because it was not only the Muslims that voted also for Asiwaju Tinubu. It was not only Muslims. There is no one Muslim that can ever win an election without the support of any Christian. And no one Christian can ever succeed in this country without the support of a Muslim. God is not a fool. God is a wise God. He made us to be one nation, Muslims and Christians. My house, my father's house, is a combination of sheikhs and prophets and pastors. We must live together. But I want to say that El-Rufai and all his co-travelers, life will be miserable for you. Life will be miserable for you. The battle is not over. The battle is not over. No matter the number of years, we will keep on the fight. We will keep on the fight until Nigeria is liberated as a nation for all. Nation for all. Where there is equity and where there is justice for all. I will vote over and over the lives of Peter Obi, over and over in the court of justice.
I don't know why some people take El-Rufai serious. I don't know why Nigerians really take El-Rufai serious. So, that was a throwback video of about a year ago. But why are we bringing it now? Because I saw some people started saying that, why will Obi want to get close to somebody like El-Rufai? At least El-Rufai used his mouth to say it, and now he's eating his own vomit. El-Rufai is not eating his own vomit, and we don't care. Did you understand? So all the people that are saying that, because almost every government that wanted to come into government, they use El-Rufai. So why is Peter Obi now getting close to El-Rufai now a big deal? Did you understand? Because there is nobody that El-Rufai haven't bowed down for. You need to see his picture with Atiku. Yes, that is him and Atiku. That is El-Rufai and Atiku. El-Rufai leaning down for Atiku. Should I show you another picture again about him and Obasanjo? You will see him again kneeling down for Obasanjo. You will see him again kneeling down for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You will see El-Rufai kneeling down for Buhari. Did you understand? So El-Rufai has always been somebody that has been kneeling down for people, especially when he knows you want to get into power. He has a voice in the north, either we like it or not. Did you understand? So that being said, I don't think if it's a crime for Obi to be close to El-Rufai. By the way, El-Rufai have said terrible things about almost, I won't say almost, about most politicians. And at the end of the day, you will see him close to them. You see him being friends with them. You see him campaigning for them. So if it is El-Rufai, nobody should, take what he said in the past something serious. No. Seriously.
Some people said Bola Tinubu is not his name. Nobody knows his birth date for sure. Nobody knows who his parents are for sure. There are all kinds of questions.
And that didn't bother you at the time?
It did bother me because I know my name, I know my parents, I know my birth date, I have classmates, okay, and there are no questions about whether I graduated from Ahmadu Bello University or not, okay. All those questions were there about about Tinubu. Bola Tinubu was never someone I was close to, even in the party, because in the party I was a Buhari boy. Bola has his boys, Buhari had his boys. We are Buharists, no apologies. So Bola Tinubu never really liked me. We never really got along. The person that I got along with was Baba Akande, and I was his deputy national secretary. We were among the first leaders of the party. As far as I was concerned, once Bola Tinubu got the ticket of the party, it was my duty as a party man to do my best to deliver him in Kaduna, and wherever I see that there is a potential problem that I can solve to ensure his election, I will do that. Is he perfect? No. For me, the question was, he was governor of Lagos. Yes? How did he govern Lagos? He governed Lagos in a very inclusive manner. He had an Igbo guy as a commissioner. He had another Hausa man from Daura as one of his special advisors. In Lagos, in 1999, that was almost unique. He ran an inclusive government. After winning the elections with the Agberos and all that, he went and got the Cardosos, Wale Eduns, Yemi Osinbanjos from the private sector to come and help him run the government. So he did a decent job in governing Lagos. That's the only thing we know about him as far as governing is concerned. You know, Charles, every saint has a past. Every sinner has a future, okay? the way I looked at it is, well, look, he did a decent job in Lagos. Lagos has improved. You can't deny that. He laid a foundation. Many people have issues about how he held on to Lagos and so on and so forth. But the place is improving. If he can do half of that on a pan-Nigeria level, this country will move forward. So I said, look, he's the candidate of the party. I will support him. I will do everything to ensure he wins. So that's my explanation.
Right.
Now, fast forward.
And he's failed you.
Fast forward.
As you said.
He has. Look, the one thing I was almost confident President Tinubu would do would be to have a competent team, solid people. Look at his cabinet. It's a joke. The largest cabinet in Nigeria's history, maybe there are 5 ministers that can be called ministers in the time I was minister, which was 20 years prior. Okay? Who is the Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala in that cabinet? Who is the Obi Ezekwesili? There is just no quality. As I said, apart from about 5
you could ask
them,
the same question. Yeah. Who is the Nasir El-Rufai?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to go to that.
Now, this picture on your screen has been trending for the past 3 days on all social media platforms that many Nigerians are saying, okay, wait, let me explain. So many Nigerians are saying that El-Rufai and Peter Obi, in case you don't know who El-Rufai is the former governor of Kaduna State and also former FCT minister. If you're in Abuja, you hear El-Rufai, you should be terrified because El-Rufai is that name that Abuja people knew that sent a lot of people back to the village, sent them back to the square one. In fact, he took some drastic decisions in Abuja that affected many lives that maybe also had positive impact at the end of the day. But then that is who El-Rufai is. I just want to introduce El-Rufai to you in case you don't know who he be. Then Peter Obi, former governor of Anambra State, former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, also former vice presidential candidate of Atiku under PDP. That is who they are. But many people are alleging or saying that Peter Obi and El-Rufai are planning to come together to dethrone the APC administration led by Tinubu in 2027. Now, here's the question. Do you think that collaboration will work? What is the chance you think that, what's the high percentage rate do you think that can work? Now, this is what people are saying. People are saying that they need El-Rufai to join Obi because Obi appears to be a soft, person who like following due process and will never call for violence even if they steal his mandate. But then they said that El-Rufai on the other side will raise hell and will raise doors and also will bring the North, who are the fearless people who, if you thief from them, they would rather burn down the country than allow you to take their things away. So that they need the soft and the wisdom from Obi, then they need the violence, from El-Rufai. So that if they burn Tinubu and APC where they burn their way, made a thief mandate and see the country burn to ground. Now, waiting people talk, no be me talk. I'm just reporting what they say, but in case you think that I said it, no be me talk. Then you tell me what you think.